What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Luis King Kong Ortiz. Get this, Luis King Kong Ortiz states, if Joyce really wants a war, fight me on Tank's Undercard. An article recently appeared on BoxingScene.com in which heavyweight contender Joyce, 13-0, said that the fellow contender Luis King Kong Ortiz, 32-2, turned down a fight that his team offered. That was an option to fight Joseph Parker, but obviously he's going to fight Derek Chisora, and there was a few more names. Ortiz was mentioned, but I'm not sure if he wants the smoke, said Joyce. And Joyce was a little more blunt when asked to confirm whether it was not Ortiz had turned him down. He said, yeah, he didn't want a war, Joyce said. When Ortiz heard the news, he said that an offer was never made. He said Joyce is a liar, and it's very embarrassing to him as a man and as a boxer, because no time has he spoke to me, Jay Jimenez, his manager, or his coach, Herman Calcedo, Ortiz told Boxing Scene. He said, we at King Kong's boxing camp would love to know who this little ego man spoke to and why would he lie on him. Okay. Now, Ortiz reiterated, if Joyce is truly looking for a war against Ortiz, the Cuban wants to make it known that he has no problem fighting him next. He says, I am going to return to the ring on Tank's Undercard, and I would like nothing more than to fight Joyce. You said I don't want a war. Well, now I'm inviting you to a war. What's your excuse now, lying Joe? Ortiz told Boxing Scene. Wow. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis returns to the ring, is being targeted on the first 2 weeks of December. So we will look for that to happen then. Now, look, it's early October. We got October. We got all of November. That's 2 months. Okay. That's 8 weeks, right? Give or take. So I think now it's up to Sam Jones, which is the manager, or Adam, which is the manager of Joyce, to respond. Okay. Because see, here's the thing. These call outs, and only way these fights are really getting buzzed these days are from social media, articles like this from Boxing Scene, and these are how these fights are manifesting, okay? These seeds are planted in this way, by this way. Now, if Joyce doesn't respond, it's going to seem mighty odd, okay? Because Luis Ortiz is now, hey, I'll fight you. You're a liar. Hey, why don't you fight me on this undercard? Okay, so I think at the end of the day, some ink to paper has to be printed out, signed, sealed, delivered, go over some contracts so we can get a fight started. That would be great to see another heavyweight clash, Luis Ortiz and Joyce. Remember, these guys had a face-off a few years ago because that was a targeted fight for Luis Ortiz, because once again, they were trying to build his name up, and however to do that, to put Joyce in there with someone like Ortiz. And I think that would be an absolute brutal fight, because the juggernaut won't stop, and I don't see King Kong stopping either. King Kong versus the juggernaut. Who would take it? I like the idea. I love heavyweight boxing. I am a heavyweight, therefore I cover mostly heavyweight fights, or possible heavyweight fights. And this is one that I would love to see. But I think now it's up to Joyce to get this ball rolling, but also Jay Jimenez, because in my book, I would give him a flat F for the shit fights that he's gave Luis Ortiz in the recent times. Alexander Flores, who the hell is that? Travis Kaufman, no disrespect. I'm glad he's over COVID, but come on, journeyman. Okay. Christian Hammer was probably the best pick out of that, and really, he was kind of on the long on the tooth side. Ortiz needs to stay young by getting in here with these young guys. It's like an old guy that dates young women. I think Ortiz, being old man Ortiz, he needs to get in here and fight these young guys. Okay, to keep that long tooth sharpened. All right, that's what I think about Ortiz, and I think Jay Jimenez needs to do his job, because they said, well, we don't even have any contact information for him. That's a problem. Okay, so it is an offer from Luis King Kong Ortiz, but none of it means shit if no offers business-wise. No contracts are being sent to Team Joyce. Okay, but at least Joyce could hear this and be like, okay, let's call his bluff. They see what he's going to do, because he's like, hey, what are you going to say now, Lion Joe? So he's really blasting him. He's calling him out. He's taunting him. He's calling him a liar. And I don't like people calling me a liar. So if I'm Joyce, I'm anybody on Joyce's team, and I know Sam Jones has a mouthpiece, okay? Let that mouthpiece do some talking and put some ink on some paper and send some contracts over, so hopefully we can get this damn fight. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Luis King Kong Ortiz calling out Joyce to be fight on the undercard of the Tank Davis main event. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.